Welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
So we're going to talk about Batman: A Lonely Place of Dying. This is technically the first appearance of Tim Drake, a.k.a. the Third Robin.
Oh.
We've done Robin Hero Reborn on this channel before, but not only was that 4+ years ago, but also that was the first adventure that Tim Drake went on as Robin in the version that they decided was going to be Robin from there on in.
This was after he was discovered.
Yes. Tim Drake had already become a fixture of the Bat family by the time that story came about. This is the introduction of Tim Drake to the Batman family and the first technical appearance of Tim Drake as Robin, which, when Tim Drake was a main character, this issue was worth quite a bit of money. Now, not.
Is this the first appearance of Tim Drake?
Yes, it is.
We've never seen him before in the comics?
Never been there before.
Okay.
Nope. Introduces him as kind of a mystery, and then it goes, it's a 5-part story, which begins with, who's this kid, and ends with, he's dressed as Robin. This is also 1 year after they killed... This is 1 year after they killed Jason Todd from the 900 number, and a death in the family.
And they've decided not to add that 900 number ever again.
Yeah, that's done.
Wow, you people are vicious murderers.
Well, what's great about that, and first of all, okay, so the 900 number polling thing was a fad, and DC's like, let's try it. Who cares? We'll let it determine the life of a child. But even more messed up than that, the number didn't even determine the will of the people. The 900 number was gamed by some jackass who was using a robocalling system. So really, the true fans voted to save Jason Todd. But he died anyway because one guy was like, I know how to get past the payment plan for the 900 number, and I'm going to give him a few extra 100 votes.
Well, you're saying the true fans voted to save him. I would vote that anyone who would go to any means necessary to get their vote is the truest of fans.
Listen, I'm so thankful he did that, because while it was very corporate and stupid, the image of Batman carrying the dead body of Jason Todd in that full-page image by Jim Aparo is one of the most iconic images, top 3 of Batman's history.
That must be nice for him.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's a feather in his cap.
You think Batman and you think dead child in his arms.
Right. I mean, greatest failure. Well, the inverse of that is, of course, you think Batman, you think dead parents, alive child.
I would say I think Batman jumping through lightning with child.
Well,
that is great.
In point of fact,
I would think in the Batmobile where he goes, I'm the goddamn Batman.
That was a pretty iconic moment.
At a child.
At a child.
Hey! Anyway, A Lonely Place of Dying is written by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, with art by Jim Aparo and Mike DiCarlo.
Oh, so this is Jim Aparo again.
Yeah, Jim Aparo drew the death of Robin and the introduction of Tim Drake.
Not looking good for you, Tim.
Get out of there, Tim!
No, Tim's okay. They never officially kill him. They just marginalize him until he's irrelevant.
Is that because the fans didn't want him?
No, the fans loved him, and he became one of the most prolific Robins ever. In fact, after Tim Drake came in, he was one of the only Robins to get his own solo series.
Is he the one with the hollow covers?
Yes. He had multiple miniseries. There was Robin, the miniseries that we did on the channel. Robin 2, The Joker's Wild, which we did 1 issue of in GBU.
Yep.
And Robin 3, Cry of the Hunters, which had those not hollow covers. Those were
lenticular.
No, they weren't even lenticular.
Oh, they were the other ones.
Those are those weird covers where you pulled the thing and it simulated motion.
Yeah.
Optical illusion covers?
Good work,
The first, last, and only time they ever did anything like that. And then, of course, subsequently after that, Robin had an ongoing series. And and he remained as Robin pretty much up until they introduced Damian.
So I guess that means, if you love a Robin, don't love him.
Yeah. Well, don't tell anybody. Because someone at the editorial level is going to take him away from you. The idea here is that we're in a weird place with Batman. It's past the death of Jason Todd, but he's still got to be Batman. But he's also really upset by his failure, and he's a lot more reckless and savage in his crime fighting.
Does Batman need a win?
Yes, but it's more that he needs somebody to tell him to slow down.
Does he?
That person needs to not be an old British butler. Because that person Batman is very used to ignoring.
Entirely. He's just like, you have to slow down. Shut up, I never listen to you.
Yes, there's a scene just like that in this story. I love this story, don't get me wrong. I also love Tim Drake. With respect to this, it's much more reactionary, you know? Like, they killed Robin, sure, and we got some sales from that. We got a lot of public attention as a result, but we still don't have a Robin now, and I think we kind of want one.
Can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Oh. Can I ask you a third question?
Feel free.
Thank you, because that was my second.
I know.
Did the public know that Robin died?
Right. No.
So, like, in the Batman universe.
Yeah, well, according to, like, Jim Gordon or the citizens of Gotham, Robin just went away for a while. Thankfully, in Batman's case, he was very quick to choose little boys who had black hair and the exact same physique.
Right.
So, for them, literally it was... Batman had a Robin by year 3, and then Robin got older and bigger and physically uncomfortable in his terrible little outfit. I'm joking, of course. I love the Robin outfit. For me, Robin's outfit is one of the top, like, 4 most iconic costumes in comic books.
Yeah, but I don't want to see, like...
A 20-year-old in it?
Yeah, no!
Yeah, and arguably enough, Carrie Kelly looks the best in it. But it was weird, you know, because Dick Grayson kept getting older.
Yeah.
And then he just reset.
I would be concerned if the public knew that Robin died.
No, for the public, it was... Because thankfully Robin died in Ethiopia, and Batman just, like, took all of his clothes off and then sent his body via rich person back to Gotham.
Yeah, private jet.
Yeah. But no, for as far as the public goes, Robin was there, went away for a while, came back, and then went away for a little while.
Okay. Yeah, he was on sabbatical.
Yeah, Robin goes on sabbatical. Why not?
Because if you had a character die,
yeah,
and then everyone knows about it,
right?
And it's just like,
hey, he's
all
back.
right, another Robin.
And people would be like, boo!
No.
Yeah, people would be outraged.
You're a monster. You endanger these children.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you're actually incredibly irresponsible. Boo! Boo him! So, no. Batman kept that under wraps. His greatest failure, he keeps it on display in the cave so he never forgets. But he also keeps it a secret because otherwise it would be, you know, morally and socially compromising.
Okay, now let's talk about the real problem here.
The
Why?
fact that, the label?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
The first one is purple because it matches the color scheme, and then the second one I was like, oh, because it went to the new Teen Titans, so it's red with white on it. But then the third one is red with white on it. But that's Batman. We're back to Batman. So why isn't that matching the color of the cover?
Well, it does have a red and white logo or title, I guess.
Yeah, but see, what about that one?
Oh.
Because then it becomes red with yellow font, and then so.
Yeah, why is there
what the hell happened here?
Why is there no synergy between those? I'll tell you what happened there. Comics. Because for some reason, the publishers can't keep their labeling straight. And this is a problem in '89, sure, but it's also a problem in 2020. Because if you look at, like, the actual trade paperback publishing of, like, the spines, they screw that up all the time.
I know, but, like, you were holding these, and at first you didn't have them fanned out, and then you fanned them out,
and
I
you're
was
like, what?
Tiffany, you're fanning them the wrong way. You're supposed to go the other way so you don't see them.
Yeah. Also,
I
think...
See, there you go. Now it's not a problem.
Exactly. Just like keeping Robin's death a secret, you keep the branding
This is, I can't with this. Just take these away from me.
Fine.
Let's just go in. Let's just talk about what's inside them and not look at that anymore.
Yeah. So Batman's fighting a guy called the Ravager. And Ravager looks like a big bunch of crap.
Oh, he's got chains around him and some spiky gauntlets.
Well, how is he going to keep his pants up if he doesn't have that chain there, huh?
Is he a sexual predator?
No, he's not a sexual predator. He's just a jackass. So Batman's fighting the Ravager on, like, what is the equivalent of the Hoover Dam.
Because he's wearing an S&M mask.
Yeah, I know.
Or a BDSM mask.
That costume goes away shortly thereafter. Ravager goes through a complete brand shift after this humiliating
for the best.
defeat. Yeah. So Batman defeats the Ravager and knocks him, like, into a waterfall, and he says, like, we'll meet again. Like, no, you won't. He's dead.
Did that guy do a Peter Pan?
He did a Peter Pan right off that dam, right there. So what Batman needs to do is get a fishing pole and catch the fish.
He does. He needs to get Gerard to come in.
That's right, and do a hard target search.
Oh, Batman and the big dog.
Yeah.
Where's that crossover?
Yeah. So anyway, Batman
Big Dog
leaves.
wouldn't do it.
and when Batman gets in the Batmobile and leaves, it's revealed that there's somebody stalking Batman and taking pictures of him in action.
How creepy.
Yeah. Batman also was hurt during his battle with the
Shutterbug?
Yeah, the Shutterbug. Yeah. His other nickname is Robin. It's friggin' Tim Drake. But he's like, oh no, Batman was hurt, but I couldn't step in because then Batman would know that I'm on to him and yada yada.
Oh, it has to be a child because they're on a bicycle.
That's right. Yeah. No full-grown adult would ride one of those.
Oh, never. Unless you're wearing, like, loafers without socks and, like, suspenders and a fedora.
And that bicycle only had, like, a gigantic wheel.
And/or a single wheel.
Yeah. The Ravager was just like, whetting your appetite for Batman heroics.
I would say it didn't.
It's actually meant to make you go, Jesus Christ, Batman, it took you like 3 pages to beat Ravager. Why?
Jesus.
And it's because Batman's getting sloppy. Because he doesn't have Robin there to tell him to slow down. The idea here is that, like, if Batman... I mean, Batman hasn't been given nearly enough time to grieve.
Right, but, like, he's still being Batman.
Yes, but he's also been used to having a Robin for an extended period of time. And that Robin, it turns out, made Batman start to be more careful. And so he would be careful for himself because he was so conditioned to looking out for Robin as well.
Right.
So Batman is reckless. That's the whole headline of this whole thing, is that Batman is too reckless to be operating without a Robin. That's the headline for the people at Batman right now.
Right, and also Ravager. New look?
Yeah, definitely. That's under the banner headline.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Two-Face, who's the main villain of the story, is holed up, and he's trying to come up with the next caper because Two-Face is a throwaway villain by this point. I love Two-Face, and I think he's got like 4 good stories, but one of them is not this.
It must be hard, though, because it has to be themed.
Oh, you have no idea. Because Two-Face is very brand focused in this story.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, I'm
We'll
looking
find
forward
out.
to
It's
that.
amazing. It is as comical as that scene in Batman Forever when Two-Face flips the coin as to whether he should step in and shoot Batman, and it comes up good, and he just keeps flipping the coin until it comes up bad, and then he gets involved. Which, by the way, is a complete violation of that character.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing, Schumacher? Nipples on Batman? No. The multiple coin flips is the violation.
No, I flipped the coin once.
Yeah, you flip it once. That's it. That's the whole point of randomness. If you're just flipping it until you get the answer you want, then just make the choice. Clearly, Harvey is capable of making the choice. His fanatical devotion to the coin is an afterthought. It's total bullshit.
Well, no,
Maybe.
he can blame it on the coin then. Like, oh, it came up.
But he doesn't.
But maybe he flipped it and was just like, should I kill him? Yeah. Oh, I can't. Should I injure him? Oh, here we go.
You know damn well as well I do that he did not do that. So anyway, Two-Face is holed up in his little bunker, and he's trying to think about what to do. And he's listening to this like old-timey radio that's just telling him the news. And this is a thing that'll carry over throughout Along the Place of Dying.
There's a second broken radio that's also garbling at him, right?
No, it's just no. That's another thing Batman Forever did wrong. Is that like he doesn't have like 2 girlfriends. One of them
might.
encourages him to have heartburn, the other one doesn't. It's literally just he's Two-Faces, and he does double-themed crimes.
Right.
That's it. Anyway, so he's got
When
this radio.
he's home, he just hangs up his hat. He's just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, because it's
This is
exhausting
exhausting.
to be Two-Face. So anyway, he's listening to the radio, and the radio is like constantly barking about like what's going on in Gotham, and it kind of parallels the story with like news that's happening within Gotham. Doesn't matter, I'm just mentioning it now because who cares? So
Right.
anyway, while he's listening to it, then the radio goes like shh, and it becomes this voice that's saying, hey Harvey, you got to get back on the saddle, you got to get back out there, you got to kill the Bat, you got to come up with a better plan. And Two-Face is like, oh my God, my subconscious is talking to me through the radio and encouraging me to be Two-Face, and so it's like feeding him information which he subconsciously knows that he has that helps him to formulate his next plan. But he's also kind of like, I don't really want to do that. Like, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to fight Batman. He's kind of freaking out. And then the voice is like, come on, get in there, Harvey. Let's go. So he's like, all right, fine. So Harvey's now going to be the villain of the book.
Is it really his subconscious?
It is not.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Batman goes back to Wayne Manor, and he spends the remainder of the evening from like 2 in the morning to 7 in the morning like suffering from his wounds from the Ravager and having like horrible fevers and chills.
And eating his sheets.
He's just biting the sheets because of Alfred's like dressing of his wounds.
Maybe he's having a dream. A really hungry dream.
He's like, look at this big plate of spaghetti.
I'm surrounded by marshmallows. Then we see this like command center area. It's Tim Drake's little setup. And it's full of pictures that would never have been taken. I guess they're taken by Tim Drake, except they're also news clippings, which would never be in the news of Batman, like doing stuff with Robin and fighting.
No, this was back in the 60s.
Right. Basically, it's referring to stories that took place beforehand when Batman would pose for a picture, or at the very least, not trigger an EMP that turns off their cameras or whatever. But this is Tim Drake's kind of like setup, and it's all these like. It's giving you an orgy of evidence to showcase Tim Drake is a Batman fan.
Right.
And that's the character of Tim Drake. Tim Drake is a Batman fan. He's you. If you're reading Batman, you're Tim Drake.
What if I'm not reading Batman?
Well, then you don't know about Tim Drake, so shut up. But Tim's you. The idea here is that Tim is the ride-along character for the modern comic book reader of 1989. Incidentally, I also heard a rumor, and I tried to substantiate this, and I couldn't find any information about it, but the implication was, it was 89, they named Tim Drake after Tim Burton for taking over the Batman franchise in the movies. When I heard that, I almost threw up in my mouth, because I was like, how pandering? Like, that sucks. Also, because Tim Drake went from literally just like a T-cell of a character. You can be whatever you want. Who are you? Then that's Tim. There's a photo of a little boy being held by young Dick Grayson, who's part of the Flying Graysons. Further impacts the like fan element of Tim Drake. Tim Drake is a ride-along fan character. And it's like, if you're a fan of Batman, what do you want? Yeah, you want to be like fighting crime with Batman, but what else do you want? You want to be integrally connected to Batman's mythos.
So he knew Dick Grayson before Dick Grayson became Robin.
Yes.
Did he know him, or was he just like, did he go to see a show and they took his photo with him?
Oh, he didn't just see a show. Tim Drake was at the show that killed the Graysons. And right before they died, they posed for a picture that only the Drakes took of Tim with Dick, as if to say, hey, let's get over this Jason Todd nonsense. We're going to go from Dick to Tim. No Jason. Jason is a ghost in the cave.
Ooh. That must have been a fun night.
It was traumatic. It helped trigger Tim Drake's obsession with Batman and spur him on to the career he would wind up in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no argument with that.
So Batman's having a breakfast with Alfred, and he's like, "Hey, listen, Alfred, thanks a lot for pulling me out of the hole I was in last night. I'm sorry, I might have said a couple of crazy things." And Alfred's like, "Yeah, about that. I'm your butler. I'm not doing that anymore.
What?
That is wholly messed up, what you made me do."
Oh, this is an Alfred who's not...
This is an Alfred who is... He's on board for being Batman, but he's like being dragged into the modern era of comics kicking and screaming.
Right, he's not part of the Bat family. Like, he's not down in the cave, like,
He's in the cave too, but he's like serving food.
Yeah, but he's not like on the computer, like, oh, I ran some tests for you.
Not really.
Okay.
It's more like he will eventually become that. And it kind of happens organically, because now that there is no Dick Grayson in the cave, and Dick Grayson's Nightwing, and Batman and Dick don't really talk to each other anymore, like, Alfred kind of has to occupy this new role. It was like, I made costumes and I helped dress your wounds a little bit, but like, this is, I'm doing everything. I'm carrying the whole weight of the Batman.
And I'm not going to be your boy wonder. I'm just telling you
I'm
that
not putting
right
on
now.
those little tights.
Yeah, not again. Not after last night. It doesn't fit. I look terrible.
Right, yeah.
You were freaking out.
You made me feel bad. And you laughed at me.
You body shamed me.
Is he mad at Bruce at all for the death of Jason Todd?
No, he doesn't blame Jason. It's more like he actually, Alfred, on multiple occasions, tries to help Batman not blame himself.
Okay,
for
cool.
the death of
I was
Jason
just wondering, since he seemed like so like stick in the mud.
No. This is an Alfred that works. It's just a different period in his life.
Right.
Does he want Batman to stop?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm sure he'd like that,
No, you
but he
can
also knows it's not
keep
going
being
to.
Batman. I just don't want to know about it.
Well, I just don't want to have to put up with that kind of part of it.
Right.
It's just really gross and messed up. I would love to see you quit being Batman, but,
That's not going to happen.
But that's not going to happen, and you're an adult, and you make your own decisions, and I'm but a lowly servant, and that's my job.
And let's be honest, I get to do whatever the hell I want in this house, because
Yeah,
you're like not
gone
here.
like 13 hours a day, more.
Kind of works for me.
I have parties all the time.
Fancy
Party all
butler
the time,
parties.
Mr. Party all the time. So Two-Face strong-arms a mob boss to give him some goons to help pull off a caper, and the mob boss is like, okay.
That's so sad. He can't get his own goons.
Well, he's kind of retired.
Oh, okay.
I mean, semi-retired.
It's not that like his two halves can't agree on what
No.
kind of
I
goons.
like
but he
Two-Face
does-
being a loner.
Right.
I don't want him to have goons.
No, well, like the goons are freelancers. They're not like two themed goons that he always hangs around with.
I feel like they need goons. They don't have to do like the menial stuff.
Right, but this is a boots on the ground, dirt under the fingernails Two-Face. I do the work that my subconscious tells me to do it through a radio, apparently.
That's the character I see for Two-Face. I see him as someone who's just like, I don't need to rely on anyone else.
Right, he was district attorney.
I'm already
He's smart
two people.
enough. I know. I'm already two people.
There's a lot happening over here.
Yeah. So basically, Two-Face goes back to the radio and he's like, "Hey, are you pleased? I've got my plans in motion." And the radio just says the news. It doesn't say anything.
It's just a radio. It's not two-way.
Right. But then the radio does squawk onto his subconscious, which is like, "Yeah, don't get too ahead of yourself. We still got to kill Batman. We got lots of work to do." And then it just goes back to the news. And he's like, "Hey, don't abandon me. I got things. I got to know what's going on. Come on." And then he just punches the radio and breaks it.
Ah.
Now how is your subconscious going to talk to you?
I know. So Tim Drake is spying on every aspect of Dick Grayson's life. He goes to Titan's Tower in New York City, and he's spying on the Titans, and they're all leaving. And he's like, "Where's Dick? Why hasn't he come out of the Titan's Tower yet? Everyone else is leaving."
He's really spying on Starfire.
Well, because Starfire and Dick Grayson were together.
He's a perv.
No, he's a detective. He was aware that Starfire and Dick Grayson were an item. Why wouldn't they leave together?
And he's just getting some tips.
Yeah.
In his pants.
What is wrong with you?
What Tim doesn't know is that Dick Grayson has taken a leave of absence from the Titans, and he's not even there.
How could he not know this? He's supposed to be like his #1 fan.
Yeah.
He's still 13.
Good job, Tim.
Yeah. What a rube. Hope you're not a big fan of this guy. Oh.
He's not a rube.
Thank you. I agree. Take these.
Yeah, he's a mook.
Okay.
Take these away from me.
Yeah. You're going to make me look at these things again.
Yeah.
Ah!
So Tim spies on Corey at her apartment. And
Okay, that is creepy.
I know. Well, because he's like, "Why isn't he there? You should have been stripping her last night." And,
It's like, how could you just leave her be?
right, I'll step in. I mean, obviously I'm stepping into your role as Robin. Maybe I'll step into your role as a lover. Batman sneaks onto a caper. That caper, of course, was facilitated by Two-Face and the mob boss. So those guys are ready for Batman.
Sure.
Batman, of course, is clumsy and gets his ass kicked, but he does wind up beating the bad guys, but by the skin of his teeth. And when he beats them, then he leaves, and Two-Face is like, "Damn it." And the squawk box is like, "Well, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow." So then Batman goes to Gordon, and he's like, "Listen."
Wait, I thought it was broken.
Oh, no, it got fixed.
What?
So maybe the breaking it was in Two-Face's mind.
Well, that's interesting. Like, if you're reading this for the first time, you don't know that this is happening. A, it could be he's losing his mind, or it could be evidence of further, like, breaking of his personalities,
Exactly,
where, like,
that,
one
like,
personality is doing one thing and the other personality is doing something else.
Exactly. Corey answers the door, and there's a little boy there, and he's like, "Hey, is Dick there?" And she's like, "Is this some kind of, like, creepy freshman prank that you're pulling on me, asking about Dick, and then you're going to pull it out? What's going on?" No, I'm just kidding. But,
What's a trouser snake?
So anyway, she's like,
She's
"No."
also in a bathrobe.
Oh, yeah, well, because anytime you look at Starfire, it's got to be sexy.
Also, Tim Drake really timed it well.
He did. Well, he was watching her through the window the entire time. He's like, "Okay, she's just getting out of the shower now.
Let me run over!
But yeah, she's like, "No, he left the Titans, and he's not, and he hasn't been with me for weeks." And Tim's like, "Oh crap, I gotta go!" And he runs away, and she's like, "What the hell?"
He didn't even try to have sex with me.
Yeah. So
Harumph!
So Tim figures out where Dick Grayson's old apartment is, because he's not living with Corey right now. So he goes there, and the place is ransacked, and he looks through it. In the commotion of these papers and files that Dick Grayson left in a commotion, Tim discovers an article in the paper about how Haley's Circus, the circus that the Graysons were a part of, is set to close. It's quite sad. So Tim's like, "Okay, then I know where he went. He went back to the circus." So Tim goes to Haley's Circus to track down Dick Grayson. The next story takes place in the New Teen Titans. It is not a Titans book. It is a Dick Grayson book.
Why does it say RT on the front?
What? No, these are all the logos. Batman, Robin, Titans, and Nightwing.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like it spells something, but it doesn't.
I'm sorry.
It's a very busy cover.
I'm really glad they stylized the Robin logo.
Yeah.
Eventually, because
I like that style. That is the Robin logo from like all the way back.
No.
Oh, you mean like the special or 90s
yeah,
R.
like the.
I love that R.
I think that's better because that's a logo.
It is.
This is a letter.
That's the letter R.
And that's the letter T.
The Titans take things a little literally. I don't know if you noticed, but their headquarters
Their
is
building is a big T.
a letter T.
And
Also,
was-
Cyborg is not a teen.
Yes, he is.
No, he is.
He is?
Yeah, no,
I thought he was
is.
older.
No,
No, they aged him up when they needed to make him a Justice Leaguer.
yeah. No, he is a teen.
Yeah.
Anyway, why the big T? Because you can't remember how to spell your name?
Wow.
Called for. Corey goes to the Titans, and she's like, this kid came to my house, and he's asking about Dick. Let's figure it out. So they call Alfred, and Alfred's like, how did you get this number? And they're like, listen, Alfred, we're from the Teen Titans. Do you know where Dick is? And he's like, is this a prank call? Ha ha. But no, he says, like, no, I haven't seen him in weeks. Why? What's going on? And they're like, nothing, bye.
What?
I'm not going to clue you in or give you information.
So they go
No, bye.
So they go to Dick's apartment, and they find a safe, and they break into it, and they find that there's like a scrapbook in there, and there's a big picture that was ripped out of the scrapbook, and they're like, well, I wonder why. And it's like, yeah, because it's the same photo that was
Sure.
in Tim Drake's apartment or in his collection.
Can you go back one page? I have to ask who a character is. Mm-hmm. Oh, who the hell is that?
Oh, that's Jericho.
Ah.
Jericho is Deathstroke's son.
Oh,
he's also hearing impaired.
Is he going to the Renaissance Fair?
He's always at the Renaissance Fair.
Okay.
He also speaks American Sign Language, and when he does sign, they actually do draw the American Sign Language.
That's very nice and everything,
But he also looks like an idiot.
he
I
needs
know.
a better outfit.
Well, he'll die before he gets one. So,
Aw.
anyway, Dick goes to the circus, and he's just like, man, it's all, like, it's different, but it's all the same. And it's just a trip down memory lane. And
All tents look the same like that.
I know. So the subsequent story is, because it's got to be an entire issue, right? And it's a Titans book, so it's got to be about Dick Grayson. And
Damn it.
It's also a tie-in, and it's chapter 2 of A Lonely Place of Dying. What does that have to do with Batman? Absolutely nothing. The whole story is that Tim Drake goes to Haley's Circus, and he tracks down Dick, and he fanboys at him until basically a Murder, She Wrote / Matlock-esque mystery occurs. And the mystery
At the circus.
At the circus. Because
There's
of
almost
course,
an X-Files, too.
no, there's
Damn it.
nothing supernatural about it. The idea here is that Mr. Haley from Haley's Circus is going to shut down, but they decided not to because basically it's not worth any money and nobody wants it because it's like an insurance nightmare. And there's this clown that's an alcoholic, and he's sad because the circus used to be great, and also, you know, people gave a shit about clowns back then. But of course, obviously, if you're a circus that travels through Gotham, that whole brand is over. They don't reference the Joker. I'm just making a joke about the fact that clowns are in the Batman book. But anyway, the whole story is that it's a scheme. A couple of people at the circus really want to have the circus be sold so they can actually start making money again, and the rest of them are loyalists who want the circus to just kind of like return to its former glory. And so they dope up one of the trick tigers, and it murders one of the members of the circus who had been earlier yelling at the alcoholic clown. So the alcoholic clown is implicated in the murder of this lion tamer or whatever. So they solve the mystery, they find out the bad guy's there, and Tim is like, okay, now will you talk to me? And Dick Grayson's like, sure, what's up? And Tim Drake is like, I know that you're actually Nightwing, and I know that Batman's Bruce Wayne, and I really need you to go back into the Robin costume.
Because he needs you, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
Batman needs Robin. I don't know if you noticed, but Batman is getting sloppy, and the whole reason is because there's no Robin.
And Dick just sizes him up, be like, hey, what would you say you are? Better like a 9 or a 10?
Yeah. He doesn't get there right away. But he also is very okay with the idea when it presents itself. So
What happened to the good old days of like drowning someone in a vat of cotton candy?
what?
I mean,
What
a
do you mean
tiger
whatever
is so
happened to
risky.
that? Oh, you mean like as a method of murdering someone at the circus?
Yeah.
It's a
I've never
lion.
heard of that.
It's
No?
a lioness.
Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry, lioness.
Also,
It's a member of the great cat family. Who gives a shit?
I do.
Or you rig the dunk tank so that like once someone goes in, a lid comes on and it can't come off.
You can call it the Prestige.
The Houdini.
Also, Dick
What?
Grayson dresses up like a clown.
Well, yeah, to smoke out the murderer.
That's really weird.
Why?
I don't know. I just think it's weird.
He's involved. You know, these people are his second family.
But like,
Wouldn't they recognize him?
no, he's dressed like a
Wearing
clown.
makeup.
That does not disguise someone
You know,
fully.
and he's built like a brick shithouse. So he's one of those buff clowns, okay?
You know them.
Yeah.
See him all the time.
That's a weird image search on Google.
Nope.
Buff clowns.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hashtag buff clowns.
Nope.
So then we pick up with a Batman book, and the story is, it's presented in a kind of a fun way, where it's Batman trying to catch Two-Face, and it's Two-Face trying to come up with a good scheme to beat Batman and also make his payday. So we see the pages are largely split down the middle where Two-Face is doing his thing and Batman's doing his thing. And the double-page splash in this issue has Two-Face making his plan and Batman basically anticipating the plan that Two-Face is literally concocting in real time.
Gotcha.
And he comes up with a scheme, and Batman's like, I've got it. And he comes up with a decoy to attract Two-Face.
And also, like, foil his scheme.
No. Like, basically Batman's like, I don't know which one to go with. You know, I'm going to hatch a scheme, and Two-Face is like, well, I'll do this. And then when Two-Face is enacting his scheme, he hears about the decoy, but he doesn't know it's a decoy. And he's like, oh, shit, do I leave the scheme I have to go after the decoy, or do I wait for Batman? It's kind of a fun
This is crazy.
I know. Dick Grayson is like, okay, well, this spaz is freaking out at me, and I gotta get him out of here. I gotta unload him on Alfred.
Also, like, he knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Right, so I
gotta quiet him.
I gotta see what Alfred's gonna do about this. I'm sure Alfred has a couple of, like, I'm sure Alfred has ether. So they go to
Or
Wayne,
a pillow.
Right. Bruce ate one.
It's all right.
It's okay. Yeah. Just breathe.
Just breathe deep. So
why do they smell like tears?
So then Dick brings Tim to Wayne Manor, and Alfred's like, who's this? And Tim is like, wow, it's Alfred! Like, he's like a fan who's like at Wayne Manor. He's like, this is awesome! Hey, my parents are rich too! Look, you have this, like, priceless thing. My parents have something like that from that same, like, era. And look at that, this is awesome. And
do his parents ignore him so he just pretends that they're dead?
No, he's not, like, a creepy, like, role player. He's just...
Does he kill his parents so that he can be...
No, you know he doesn't kill his parents.
I know.
But anyway...
Have they ever done that?
Well, we're like a
where someone intentionally kills their parents so that they can become a Batman?
Yeah.
Two-Face plans a heist, Batman sets a trap, and Tim reveals to Alfred that he knows who Batman and Dick Grayson are, and he explains his thesis, which is Batman needs a Robin. And so Dick Grayson needs to become Robin again, because Jason's dead. Oh, also, I know that Jason Todd was Robin.
And Tim Drake doesn't, like,
just decide
clue upon himself and be like, I should be Robin.
No, he's like a fan, but he's not
He's not
make
delusional.
Those logical steps. Yeah, and he does reveal that he, like, trained a little bit, but not enough.
Did he take a couple of karate classes?
I don't think he took karate classes. He just kind of, like, took gymnastics courses. So,
and it's really hard, and I don't want to do this.
Right. So essentially, Tim's origin is he went to the circus, the Flying Graysons died, and he was, like, tormented by horrible nightmares of the Graysons dying. Some of them, they fall and they die. Other times, they don't die, and it's more horrifying because when he wakes up, he remembers that they died. And it set him on the path to being, like, obsessed with Batman, because one time he was watching an old film reel on TV of Batman defeating the Penguin, and in that video, Robin does a triple somersault, just like Dick Grayson did at the circus that time. That Tim was like, Dick Grayson was one of the best acrobats in the world, and his feats are unmatched. Literally, they say in the act, like, only 3 people in the world can do this. So when Tim Drake sees Dick Grayson perform the feat that only 3 children would be capable of doing, he puts together that is Robin.
One of whom was crowbarred to death.
The Drakes sent Dick the photo that they took of their son with him when Dick lost his family, because, like, hey, it's the last, like, family portrait you have.
Oh.
Also with our son, then, though.
Yeah, and he's like, your little brother now, yay!
Yeah, well,
pawn off.
But Dick had that photo since then.
Right.
And, like, that's what was in the photo album from the Titans book.
Right, and he kind of scribbled over the kid.
He's like,
I don't know who that is.
No, if he squints, it's just a very young version of him sitting on his own knee.
Right.
Creepy.
So, basically, Dick is like, well, what does that mean? Who cares? And Tim's like, well, you need to become Robin again. And he's like, that's not going to work out for me.
I don't know if you remember what the Robin suit looks like.
Right, but I look ridiculous in it.
My girlfriend will not bang me in that.
But I'm all swole now, and that's not good.
Maybe she might like that. You know, it's kind of like you're just kind of showing off the whole goods.
Ta-da!
Yeah, exactly.
Nope. Especially with those little boots.
So Batman's trap is like a casino robbery. Wayne's donating a whole bunch of money, and so, like, do we rob this casino? It's on a Tuesday, and it's like, it's $2 million, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Two-Face is very obsessed with Tuesday.
Is it donating money to if you're at a casino?
Right.
Or is it just losing money?
Well, no, it's more like if you play, you win. You know, it's like you win the Wayne donation, as opposed to just like, I'm just going to infuse money into this business.
Okay.
And Two-Face is planning he's going to kidnap twins of a millionaire and threaten to kill them unless they pay the ransom.
That's pretty lame.
No, because like if you don't pay me, I'll kill them. It's double jeopardy. It's not really.
It's not between a rock and a hard place. It's two different things.
Yeah. So Two-Face is at like the bridge where he's like tied the children, and he's got goons, facilitated by the mob boss, and he's standing there, and he's like been there for hours, and Batman's at the like case in the casino, and he's like, where the hell is Harvey? And Harvey's like, where the hell is Batman? And then eventually Harvey's like, oh my God, do you think Batman's at that casino thing that I should have gone to? I can't leave now. He might show up, and then I gotta kill him. And then he just goes, and Batman's like, oh my God, those poor children are in peril. So they both leave each other's plan.
Yeah, and go to the other person's plan.
So Batman rescues the children.
Hey, it's better than Harvey being like, well, they didn't show. Kill.
Yeah, no. So Batman saves the children. The children, of course, are like armed with like a grenade that's already been activated. So it's like if you move, it's like a dead man switch. So it's not like he just left them there. Like he left them with a plot to kill them if Batman interceded.
Sure.
But so Batman saves the children, and then Two-Face is like, well, I took the money, and Batman's not here. I guess he went to my thing. Oh well. So my question is, do I call this a win, or do I leave the money and come up with another plan to beat Batman and get more money?
Just take the money.
You take the money and you come up with another plan.
So he flips the coin, then he leaves, and then
what does he do?
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh.
So Dick's like, well, the jig is up. Let's just show him the Batcave. So they go down to the Batcave, and Tim Drake's like, whoa, I'm in the Batcave. Is this cool, reader? Don't you wish you were me right now?
Alfred's like, you realize we have to kill him now.
Okay, get the elephant gun. But
Alfred, that's your go-to.
I know.
Every time. Like, you're like, oh, we got to get rid of this lawn care guy. Get the elephant gun.
Yeah.
Like, just fire him.
With the elephant gun.
So they know that
Damn
like
it.
Two-Face is too much to handle for Batman. You need two characters to be Two-Face. And
No, you don't.
And Dick feels bad that like Batman's like kind of like clearly unhinged, but also like just gone on his own. So, Tim's like, well, put on the Robin costume, get out of here. And and Dick like looks at the costume preservation closet.
Yeah.
And he sees the Robin suit, and he like can never go home again. Like he looks ridiculous.
Right.
And he's like, I can't. I've already got a costume. Takes off his clothes in front of these people and reveals that he's Nightwing and his.
I've had this on the whole time.
Yes, he did.
How?
Yeah, I don't know about the collar.
That's the part I'm wondering.
I assume the collar is like rigid, where it's like it's held under, and
Yeah.
Well,
Well, his name is Dick.
right. So.
We all get to have one. Come on.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Everybody gets a Dick. Dick Grayson jumps onto onto Batman's motorcycle and then leaves. He's like, I'll go help Batman. And Tim's like, but no, you'd be like a equal. Batman needs a Robin. And Alfred's like, yeah, maybe he does.
You're going to put it on, old man? I don't get it.
No,
Damn it!
you idiot.
You insolent child.
So he's like, oh, he doesn't do it, but he's like, what, me? Could I be Robin?
Oh my God, we go back to the same statue.
Yeah. Batman's like, damn it.
I recognize that gargoyle. It's all happy being like, hello.
Oh, gee whiz.
Batman's on me.
Batman's like, all right, I saved the kids, but I lost $22 million.
He did not. Two-Face left the money. And Two-Face is kicking himself.
Yeah.
I could have had $22 million. Damn my stupid affectation.
Let me just flip the coin a couple more times.
Well, maybe I could be like the radio now, since all I am is obsessed with this friggin' radio. What do I gotta do?
Well, you could just be
Take the money.
You could be actually two-faced and say one thing and then
And do another. Yeah, no. So the squawk box is like, okay, well, if you want, Batman rescued the twins, and he's like, damn it, and then like the voice comes back on. It's like, but if you want to kill Batman, here's what we gotta do.
dun dun.
Yep, dun dun, another Teen Titans book.
Yeah, that's why I didn't finish my duns.
Right.
No,
Done.
This one is the done, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Dick leaves to go help Batman in Batman. And then in Teen Titans, I don't like that. How about we're going to retcon that conversation a little more?
And his collar got smaller.
His collar got a little smaller because it's drawn by George Perez.
Oh.
George Perez hates big colors.
He did the layouts. Tom Grummett did the rest of it.
Oh,
but
sure.
in any case, basically, Dick is more antagonistic about Tim's insistence on him becoming Robin. And then
Well, that makes sense for a Teen Titans book.
Yes.
Or the Robin book,
right. Well,
apparently. Or Nightwing, I should
it's
say.
the Nightwing book. Yeah, but basically. But so then Dick Grayson like yells at Tim Drake, throws the Robin costume that Tim must have taken out of the case and shown to Dick Grayson to try and illustrate his point further.
I can't believe you don't keep this locked.
Anybody could just come in
Who's
here.
it from? Like, who are we locking it from?
The bats.
They don't have opposable thumbs. So Dick leaves, and Tim like starts crying because he's just so upset. He's so sad about the idea.
It's like, Batman's gonna die.
Yes. There's a Teen Titans story where they're still trying to figure out where Dick is.
But we don't care.
But we don't care. And then Dick goes to Commissioner Gordon. He's like, where do you think Batman is? And then Raven shows up, and she's like, hey, we were looking for you. Did you know there's a little boy chasing you? He's like, yeah, with the whole circus story.
It's old news.
It's like, oh, sorry. Also, Jericho stole like a communicator device, like an encoded transmitter that Dick had that Dick didn't take with him when he left for the circus, and it is a coded transmission that Batman sent to Dick, but Dick wasn't there to get it, so Jericho translated it for him, and it basically says like, hey, I need you to come out and help me out.
Sure. I love that Commissioner Gordon is there because Raven just comes out of nowhere.
And he's like, Jesus.
No, I'm out.
No.
He just slowly backs out of the scene like,
Well, this is clearly between you two. You don't need me for this.
I'm going to just turn the light off.
Yeah. But it's funny because the scene is there for Raven to be like, take this and go help Batman. And he's like, oh, thanks. And then they're like, listen, don't bail on the Titans so much. They care about you. They're not Batman, okay? And then Commissioner Gordon's like, smart lady. And Dick's like, yeah, I guess I am acting like kind of a chode.
I
and then
see why she's your special lady.
No, she's not my special lady. I'm banging the orange alien.
You two-timing bastard.
No, I'm not. She's just a friend. We're platonic.
I don't know what that means.
Wow. Really, Commissioner? Please? So then Gordon's
Well, that
like...
just steams my pipe.
Yeah, so Gordon, turns slightly to the left and then turns around and Dick Grayson abandons him. And he's like, damn it!
If you had to learn anything, why was it that?
Yeah, so Dick meets up with Batman.
Why is the number 4 there?
Because those are all hotspots of where Two-Face has hit over the last, several days. And if you actually connect the dots, it forms a Roman numeral 4.
No, if you
over the grid of Gotham.
If you connect the dots, it creates a W.
Yeah.
Oh, if you
left one out.
If you selectively connect the dots.
Oh, it's a W for Wayne!
He's gonna rob
Oh my God,
Wayne
it's me!
Enterprises. Oh. And 4th Avenue crosses with 4th Street right through Apollo Square, and the Roman god of Apollo was a twin. And so it's all coming together. This is a
Being
detective
a
book.
criminal in Gotham is just too tiring.
No, but
Yes.
this is perfect because 4 is 2 squared. It's 2 2s.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
God.
So Dick meets up with Batman, and they don't really talk very much, so, it's kind of, uncomfortable, but it's a lot of fun. We actually did this one issue on an episode of GBU, so you guys probably remember us actually talking about this.
This one?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah,
in
this seemed
particular.
familiar, like when she showed up with the thing.
Yeah, exactly. But Batman and Dick have this hilarious back and forth where he's just like, I want you to work with me. And Dick's like, sure thing, Batman. I'm in, whatever.
If you need it, Bruce, I'm here for you, man.
Like, no, I didn't say I needed it. And he's like, yeah, well,
you want a
didn't
hug?
need to. No, I don't want a hug.
Cry a little bit.
Okay.
So he's like, well, listen, I'm not one of your Titans, so we're going to go by my book. And I'm going to go in through the window and you go in through the back.
That's right.
So then Batman smashes in there and and Dick's like, okay, well, I'll go through the window.
Oh, I do remember this now.
Yeah.
When Batman goes in there, all the furniture is affixed to the ceiling, and he's like, what the hell? And I love it because he's like, okay, so what's the gag here, Two-Face? Is it 2 perspectives? Is it 2 forms of logic? This doesn't make any sense. I don't know. There's too many variables. If your whole thing is the number 2, oh my God, where the hell are you, Dick? I need you to help me figure this out because it's just too esoteric for me.
It's 2 villains. It's the Riddler, too.
Right, yeah, and Riddler's like, no, it's not. It would be great if it was. But, but Dick is in the basement. He's like, I don't know, I'm in the basement, and there's nothing upside down here.
Yeah, everything's right side up.
Yeah, and Batman's like, oh, shit. That means that you are actually at the top floor or whatever.
Only if it was still upside down,
So-
right?
See, I remember us talking about this,
Mm-hmm.
but how does that work if he went in on the bottom?
Right. Well, because... Wait, you mean Dick?
Yeah.
Because Dick is technically on the second floor because of the upside down nature of like the second floor that Batman went in through.
But wouldn't the entire building have to be upside down?
Nah, it's only Two-Face. You know, he can only affix all the furniture to the ceiling on one floor.
I only had so much time.
So he's still in the basement then.
Yeah, that'd be like the third or the fourth floor.
No, because it's like you flip the house over. So like.
But he didn't actually do that.
No, but it's it's mentally. You know, like the Batman went through the second floor, but really that's the basement. So Two-Face is gonna strike on the second floor, which is the basement. Two-Face comes out and he's like, 2 for the price of 1. Let me flip my coin. It landed on heads, which means you lose. And then he sets the explosives that are in the building and caves in both floors, which causes both Nightwing and Batman to be trapped under some like heavy rubble.
Sure.
Okay.
This is his big plan. How will this make him money?
Oh yeah, no.
And we're just killing Batman.
I just gotta kill Batman.
Okay, cool.
So
I didn't take the $22 million. I guess I'll kill Batman.
I'll kill Batman.
That's all I can do now.
He's the reason why I don't have $22 million.
No, he's not.
So Batman and Nightwing are trapped. Alfred is like, it's been a while and they haven't come back yet. And Tim's like, oh no, does that mean that they're defeated? And Alfred's like, well, it's been a long, they take days. You know, I wouldn't get too excited about it.
I'll tell you what, you sit down, I'll make you a nice meal.
Right, and then Dick's like, no time!
Oh, why? Not again.
So Tim's like, I gotta do something, and Alfred's like, Tim, please, don't you remember what happened to Jason? I know you've only just gotten here, and you probably don't know the whole story.
And I kind of alluded earlier that you might want to be Robin.
Yeah, but now I don't want you to be.
But now I'm like, now that you want to be.
It's been 3 issues, so how could we possibly remember that? So Tim Drake holds aloft the Robin costume. He's like, Batman needs a Robin, so he puts on the Robin costume, and he goes to work to rescue the.
And he's like, do you have any pants?
It is November. So,
how am I getting there? I guess I'll ride my bike.
No, Alfred drives him. Because it's the 80s, and that's what happened with everybody. Alfred drove everybody. So, Two-Face is like, okay, well,
how am I going to kill you?
How am I going to kill you? Flip the coin. Well, it came up bad, which means you're going to die. Follow all the procedures. And so he goes, well, it's almost 2 a.m., which means now you can die. Like, he didn't kill him right away, because I got to wait until 2 in the morning to kill you, because,
Yeah, 2.
Then he leaves to set the rest of the explosives to blow up the building. And then he sets off the explosives and caves in the building.
Oh, thank God he brings his radio with him.
Oh, yeah. You gotta listen to
Not my radio!
Yeah.
Can't blow up that.
I love it's not plugged in. He's like, yeah, all right. So Two-Face blows up the building, and then Tim Drake jumps onto the scene dressed as Robin. And he punches Two-Face, and Two-Face is like, hey, it's Robin! I haven't seen you in a long time. Where were you been? Were you in a detention or something? Because, the villains didn't hear that Robin died. And he's like, I heard rumors, though. I heard that you died, but I'm glad that you didn't, because now I can kill you, because you're a jackass. And Jason Todd, the previous Robin, had a connection with Two-Face, because Jason Todd's father used to be a flunky for Two-Face and was killed by Two-Face. So, there was actually a story in which Jason Todd goes to seek revenge on Two-Face when he discovers who his father really was, and when he had the option to kill Two-Face, he didn't take it, and Batman's like, oh, thank goodness. It looks like the rage is settled in my ward, and we can go back to having swashbuckling Batman and Robin adventures. Then, of course, Jason Todd finds out that his mother may be one of 3 different women, and they're all across the Middle East, and then he dies in the desert from a crowbar wound and then an explosive. Next to his biological mother.
Right.
Who betrayed him to the Joker.
And it looks like the new Robin is about to be beaten to death by a piece of rebar.
Yes.
So, also, I see that Two-Face is completely just throwing away the whole 2 thing, because he's like, I'm just going to kill you.
Yes, I'm going to beat you to death with something.
Normally I would flip a coin or make a thing about 2s, but I'm just going to...
Well, you're Robin. I didn't even know you were here. So he's going to kill him, and he's just swinging this rebar at him. And then Alfred springs onto the scene. He's like, please don't. There's been too much death in my family.
Too much death?
Oh, you said the magic word.
Seriously, Alfred is the hero of this?
Alfred is, well, no, because Two-Face, I think he elbows him in the stomach, and Alfred's down for the count. But I love this sequence. It's actually one of my favorite visuals in this book, in this entire series. It's when Two-Face is bringing down some rebar, and Tim grabs a brick to soften the blow.
Oh.
That was kind of cool.
So he's resourceful.
Yeah. So, Alfred gets the gut punch, and then Two-Face just slips away. And Alfred's like, oh, I'm old. And
Oh, my Britishness.
that was highly improper. So
If he got elbowed in the gut and started talking Cockney.
yeah, oi, you prick!
Oh, you little sod! Ooh, terribly sorry about that.
Oh, excuse me.
Slipped out a little bit.
I grew up on the other side of the Thames. So Tim finds an old coal chute that leads into the building. He's like, they might still be alive. So he uses his natural kicking strength to kick open the door, and then he goes through, and Alfred's helping him through, and Two-Face is listening in on Alfred and Tim's conversation, but it doesn't lead anywhere. It's not like Two-Face finds out that Tim's name is Tim Drake. He's
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Did I stroke off for a second when Two-Face was supposed to kill Batman and Nightwing, and then he just leaves?
He set off the explosive, and then
Assumed they were dead.
Assumed they were dead, but then Robin showed up and distracted him. So Two-Face is like, no, I've got three. Oh shit, I need. Well, there's four of them. There's Batman, Nightwing, this new Robin, and Alfred, whoever he is. So good.
And
okay, I can divide. It's divisible by
Robin.
2, so I can go kill them.
Yeah, this is a second pair.
Yeah.
Right, but it was 2 a.m. He was supposed to go back in and kill them.
No. 2
No,
a.m. was he
set off the
waited
explosives.
so that
Thank
he could
you.
set off the other explosives.
The other explosives. That's what I missed.
Yeah. No.
There was
Yeah.
a second explosion.
Right.
Of
That's what
course.
caved in the entire building.
Sure.
Lame.
And somehow they're alive.
Yeah. Well, they were in the basement. They were already under some rubble.
Even the second floor.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Tim is communicating with Dick and Bruce under the rubble, and he's like, "Don't worry, guys. There's a big piece of Pilar on top of you. I'll get it out of here." And Batman's like, "Who are you?" And Tim
Nightwing's
says,
yeah, about that.
"Yeah." Nightwing doesn't even bother. And Tim says, "Robin. For now, just call me Robin." So he pushes this big heavy thing off, and then he lifts it, and he basically rescues. Yeah, he's really straining his muscles, or his legs sprouted tumors to help him.
It's the power of Robin.
Yeah.
Tumor legs.
It's eggs.
So Robin saves Batman and Nightwing, and immediately Batman is carrying Nightwing, and he's
Oh my god, he's lifting up a giant, freaking lumber board
I
or
know.
something.
So he's like, "Okay, are you guys okay?" And Batman's carrying Nightwing, and then he yanks Robin's mask off. He's like, "I don't know who you are, but Robin's dead." And he's like, yeah, no, I'm Tim Drake. I figured out that you're Bruce Wayne and that he's Dick Grayson and that Jason Todd was Robin, and I've got it all figured out. I actually had food at Wayne Manor. I left my bag there. We're intrinsically connected. And Batman's like,
Alfred and Dick showed me the Batcave.
yeah. Batman's like,
I am gonna backhand so many people right now.
Batman is assaulted. It's like an intervention for Batman because Alfred's there too, and he's like, he was quite masterful. And Batman's like, okay, it feels like everybody was planning something around me. And I specifically said I didn't want that. But he's just super stoic about it. He's like, what are you doing? You're wearing a dead kid's costume. Knock it off. You're a ghoul.
I love the idea that Batman's like, I make plans. You don't make plans.
I'm not a cog in your plans.
You're the cogs in my plans.
So then Robin basically pitches Batman on Robin. So he gives his impassioned speech, and Alfred and Dick are like, well, he should be a politician. He's great. And Dick says he'd do better with Bruce, which I really like. And then Batman goes, there's this panel where they just look at each other, and then Batman goes, what I do is dangerous. And he's like, oh, I know. And he's like, no. You're out of the story. I gotta go stop Two-Face, and I really don't want your help. And Tim's like, well, I slipped a tracking disc on him when we were fighting. So I guess I have to come along anyway.
Or you could, give me that!
Well, Batman actually says, and as a reward, I suppose you want to come with us. And he's like, no. You can take my tracking thing. I just want you to think about what I said. And Batman's like, no, get in the car.
And Batman cracks another tooth from gritting his teeth.
It's funny because, this is when we find out that the Batmobile has a back seat. So Batman, Nightwing,
It's
and
called
Robin,
the trunk.
Yeah, jump in the car. And it's funny because there's a scene where the Batmobile...
Alfred, clean this up.
The building?
The whole building?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you twice. So Batman is driving down the highway, and there's one shot where everyone has a thought bubble.
Aw.
And it's great because Batman says, even if he is right, I don't want another partner. It's not that I need a Robin, it's that I don't want one.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
And
I
also,
can't handle that responsibility.
Maybe it's kind of lame.
What?
I know, that's not really good. But everybody's like, everyone's like, oh man.
What does everybody else think?
Where are we going? Dick Grayson is like, Bruce, for once, think with your heart and not with your cold, hard logic. And Tim's like, I know he doesn't want me, but I gotta just do my best and see what happens. So they trace Two-Face to an auto wrecking yard. And Two-Face is like, well, you left me here, magic box. What do I do now? And it's conspicuously silent. He plugs it in. It's just giving him the sports statistics, and he's like, boo! So
My subconscious has abandoned me.
So
Also, you led me here? How? You weren't plugged in.
Maybe before he left the building, it said like, oh, and after you're done like blowing up the building, then go to the auto wrecking yard in case they survive.
At least it's Gemini Auto Wrecking Yard.
It is. Thank you. Yeah. 2. So Dick and Batman jump out of the Batmobile and leave Robin in there, and then Two-Face hits a big pile of cars with a wrecking ball, which then crushes the Batmobile. And they're like, oh, crap! He hasn't been Robin for 5 seconds!
Killed that one in record time, Batman.
And then,
Oh my god!
and then Robin reveals that he like jumped under the Batmobile as the wrecking ball was coming in, and it protected him from the crushing blow. And he's like, that was pretty smart.
How?
And Batman's like, whatever. So then...
Stop rubbing it in my face.
So then they go to the wrecking ball like machinery, but it's abandoned, and Two-Face is already taken to operating a bulldozer, and he's like pushing them, and he's knocking over stuff.
Those things are not known to be very fast.
No, well, this one must have been really close by.
He souped it up.
Yeah.
Also,
Maybe the magic box.
he's certified in all of these, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely bulldozer certified.
Okay.
So Two-Face immediately like just takes out Nightwing. He just hits him in the face with like an old headlight. And I love the image of Two-Face hitting Nightwing in the face with the headlight because his like glorious hair gets like poofed in the air. Like he went from being like super heroic and awesome to a total dope.
Whammo!
But is his butt okay?
Oh, totally.
Okay, cool.
Oh, don't worry. Dick Grayson's glorious ass is preserved.
Thank God.
So he's like, okay, well now I'll beat you by figuring out what to do with my coin. And he flips the coin, and Batman catches the coin and then punches him in the face with it in one big move.
That's a good move.
And he says, don't you know you can't kill Batman or Nightwing? And then Robin shows up and goes, or Robin? And Batman goes, or Robin. And they tie him up, and everyone's kind of having a good time. Except for Batman, of course. And Two-Face.
Because he never has a good time.
No.
He's not allowed to smile.
So then the boys club meets at the Wayne Manor, and they're all talking about how well it worked out.
And how they all look the same.
Yes. We all have dark hair and are white.
Ta-da!
Done.
So basically Batman's like, I don't know if I want to make you Robin yet. We'll see what the readers think. I mean, what I think about whether we should make you Robin. So we'll see what happens. But like, Batman basically reveals, like, I thought that making Robin was a good idea, but maybe it was more like a Frankenstein. Like maybe it like got away from itself. And then the voice on the other end of the box starts talking. Irrespective of Two-Face. Two-Face is gone. And
Who's it talking to?
it's talking to nobody.
Okay.
Whoever will listen, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's revealed that the voice talking on the other end is in a hospital bed, and it's the Joker. And that the Joker hasn't been seen since the death of Robin, when Batman let him die in the helicopter. Literally, Joker was shot by Iranians in a helicopter, and then the helicopter fell into the Gotham Harbor and exploded. Or maybe it was the Hudson, because I think they were at the UN at the time. Doesn't matter. The point is the Joker was presumed dead a year ago. And then they reveal that Joker was manipulating Harvey into acting until Joker had his full strength restored so that he can, like, get back on the scene.
Just to this radio, though, right? Not like he was broadcasting it on all
frequencies?
radios?
No. He was just doing it, and he's going to replace the radio in Harvey's place. Or he had goons.
I was going to say it was probably.
It was probably because literally Joker is in a hospital bed with, like, IVs and stuff. But,
Who would keep this alive?
I know.
Let's be honest.
I know. But I love that, like, Joker is like, we know that Batman got a new Robin. And I know why. Because, like, I killed the last
He's like,
one.
I like that.
I'm the only one who knows. And you're like, oh, no. And literally the next time that Joker will face against Tim Drake is in Robin 2, The Joker's Wild.
Ah.
Like 2 or 3 years from now.
Wow.
Tim
Okay.
Drake whacks him in the head with a crowbar.
Yeah, the amount of... Now, Jason Todd Resurrected hits him in the face with a crowbar.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes, it was. The amount of restraint in this book, where they're like, no, we had this definitive Joker story that we didn't even really mean to make definitive. We're not just going to dust off the Joker immediately and use him over and over and over again. Now, they do use him as a, like, manipulator and as a puppeteer, but I like that because he's like, no, I'm not ready yet.
I'm not gone.
I'm not healthy. And I really like that because it's just kind of like they would have just made it Joker. They would have just put Joker in at the end. But instead they just have Joker kind of like puppeteering. And I think that's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
And then again, like it's not like he cares. And I really like that. When Joker encounters Tim Drake in Robin 2, he doesn't care. He's like, oh. Well,
He's not insulted. He's not freaking out.
no, he's just like, oh, I'll kill you and get you out of here. And when Robin beats him, he's like, he's in Arkham Asylum and he's talking to all the other villains and he goes, nobody touch him. That's mine. Like he's humiliated by Robin. And he's like, now I care. I really like that
now
too.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, he's like, boo. He humiliated me. A Lonely Place of Dying is, for all intents and purposes, a big, fat, in-continuity retcon of the Robin character in Batman, where they're like, so I know like less than a year ago we killed Robin. How about a new Robin that looks just like the other one, and he could literally be anybody? Batman, A Lonely Place of Dying, the first appearance of Tim Drake, and the first appearance of Tim Drake in the Robin costume, and for your money's worth, a halfway decent Two-Face story.
Sure. Like, the Two-Face story is like, it doesn't matter. It's just a means to an end.
Yes.
But, like, I like the development of Tim Drake's character. I think that's cute. Like,
Yeah, it is cute.
like, is it a little, like, you know...
Ham-fisted?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't blame them.
But I get, like, where his character ends up going from this origin.
Right.
Like, showing his intelligence and, you know,
Yeah, and
his passion.
his willingness to help.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the next Robin doesn't come from Batman being like, I'm going to pick someone. It's someone being like, no,
I'm
you
Robin.
need a Robin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fill that role.
That's part of the reason why I think Tim Drake is the best Robin. Because Dick Grayson was a traumatic child that was brought in by Batman. Jason Todd was a rebound character that Batman selected to help fill the void that was left by his surrogate son leaving him. Tim Drake only ever wanted to be Robin. And he didn't even ask to be Robin. He just knew that Robin was so important that he filled the role when no one else would.
Or could, really.
Yeah, but no, you could always get some kid off the street and put him in a Robin costume. But the point is, like, he was like, I don't trust...
No, he was destined to be him. He was there in the photo. He was at the circus.
That's very true. He was, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, mystically speaking, he was destined to become Robin. One of the top stories of Batman, let me know what you think. I'd like to know if you thought this was, like, worthy of... if this was list-worthy. I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below. Was A Lonely Place of Dying list-worthy? Or was it just another Batman story that happens to have a new character in it?
Yeah. And a crossover with the Teen Titans.
Hey! Which I don't think Batman interacts with a single other Titan.
No.
Nope.
But Gordon gets to meet Raven, which is kind of neat.
Which, you know, took a couple of years off his life.
Yeah. Ah!
Oh, God, it's a ghost.
Yeah.
Don't take me!
No, Spectre of Death, please! A few more years!
What? No, I'm a member of the Titans.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
You should stop smoking those, though.
He's like, wait, are you the hot orange one?
No, I'm a Raven.
Damn it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week with another episode. I'm Sal.
Shit, I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany. And I know who I am.
So long, everybody.
Bye!
Who am I, though?
Ah!